So heading into the fight with Jan Blanchowicz and Alex Pereira, a lot of times leading up to the media, Blanchowicz was saying that he was going to be willing to strike with Alex Pereira, and that was pretty evident that it was not the case very early on to the fight. He gets a takedown against Alex Pereira and controls him for the majority of round one, but let's focus on the specific details of that round one, right? The round one, he takes an incredulous amount of time to even get the takedown, and it's not necessarily because of Alex Pereira's takedown defense from a technical aspect. He latches onto a guillotine that wouldn't necessarily work unless Jan really gave him that position. But Jan was trying to force a takedown in the most inefficient manner possible. His posture was all types of wrong, and he was just trying to muscle this takedown. So when he did eventually get top position on Alex Pereira, and credit to Pereira because he actually did a fantastic job defending a lot of fuck positions, but it wasn't to the point where up until maybe there was one point where like the choke was kind of close to getting in there, Pereira wasn't in too much danger. Now that was a clear round for Jan Blanchowicz. Pereira did not land much of anything of significance at all, and that was pretty much Blachowicz' round. But then here came the dilemma of it being at Salt Lake City, right? There's higher altitude, and you have somebody who was a former kickboxer trying to enact a wrestle-heavy game plan. There's a lot of squeezing. There's a lot of being really tight and trying to force these positions with Pereira. And when he got to what would be a dominant position, he wasn't able to do as much as he needed to do. It wasn't like something like, Aljo versus Jan, where Aljo is pretty active, he's popping them, he's threatening the chokes consistently, where it's forcing Jan to defend, or along the likes of somebody else like, say, Gregor Gillespie, right? A lot of these guys, when they get to these positions, they'll finish the fight one way or the other. And Blanchowicz, he got there, he put all his weight on him, but Pereira did a good job of having most of the weight be offset by the cage nearby. So we're talking about round one, and that was a clear Blanchowicz round. And then what we really have to talk about is rounds 2 and 3. And I was watching this fight with Marshall Mind, and yeah, it was pretty clear what Blanchowicz was trying to do, but there could have definitely been a lot more efficient game planning around Alex Pereira, because in my opinion, he did not get robbed at all. He did not. Now, to follow up what I was saying a little bit earlier, right, why I think he didn't get robbed is that, yes, I am a wrestler, I enjoy grappling and whatnot, but the game plan was not there. Open space, he did a better job against Adesanya with taking down Adesanya in open space. Adesanya's takedown defense by the cage is very solid. But it seemed like because of the subtle threat of Pereira's left hand, right, Jan forgot to use a lot of his own tools to really set up his own striking, his own grappling. I think the left body kick, which we're going to be looking to use a lot here, which is a high level in the game, by the way, and he used that to very good efficiently against Dominic Reyes. That left body kick could have done a lot of work to sap at the energy of Alex Pereira and eventually set up more takedowns, because if you do damage, it helps out a lot. And in round 2, if you looked at the freaking in-between rounds before that round, Blanchowicz looked fucking tired. And it was crazy because you think Alex should be the one that should be tired, right? He's the one that had to carry all the weight. But the cage helped out exponentially. And in the striking exchanges, Alex gradually poked at him. I talk about in my Pereira showcases that he uses the body jab extremely well. That's why he's at a high level. There's a lot of focus on his left hook, but his left body, his body jab, his left body hook, all the weapons that he centers around that game, that flow chart that he has when he strikes, it's what really makes him work. And it was kind of, there was such an emphasis on the wrestling, like, oh yeah, this guy's not that great of a wrestler, but you have to remember, like, he knows how to grip fight, he knows how to work the clinch, and Jan did himself with a service. In round 3, it was pretty much more or less the same, and then some people, they'll try to argue, well, yeah, he got the takedown with the last 30 seconds. And a takedown, especially under the new rule set, is just deemed a change of position. The only time that really comes into play is if the striking was actually relatively close. And in my opinion, and I think if you guys will watch it without any audio or anything like that, aside from one moment that Jan Blanchowicz had on the feet in round 3, he did it wasn't really that much of a close round. He got outstruck, clearly outstruck both by impact, not just volume, boom, boom, not just volume, and just accuracy in general, and it was just not a good round for Jan Blachowicz. And it was as clear as day as this DC getting knocked out. So, what's next for Jan Blachowicz? I don't necessarily know. We'll probably try to get another fight, but it's not looking too good. You know, the fight against Magomed Ankalaev, it's weird because it's like the bad fight IQ of Ankalaev not opting to grapple off rip to get Blachowicz tired. It just kind of happened in reverse, where Blachowicz did not use his striking to open up his takedown entries. He did that in round 2 for a brief moment. We're like, yeah, this is what you should have been doing off of round 1. Left hand scary, but you have confidence. You can crack too. You got power too. Your Polish power's there. Just had to believe in it a little bit more, and it would have helped out exponentially.
Let's see how the promotion chooses to matchmake him.
Now, I think the other thing with Blachowicz and this whole situation, right? Like, who's he gonna fight next after he's lost? Of course, you know the champion right here, Jamal Hill, is out with injury, and it's a really shitty situation for Jamal Hill. He waited. I spoke of this in my show because he was waiting for Jiri Prochazka, and ended up backfiring and ended up getting hurt. And now Jiri's like, all right, I'll fight Alex Pereira. And honestly, I don't think that fight, bar a huge mistake, like I'm talking about a huge mistake from Alex, he's going to knock Jiri Prochazka the fuck out. There's no Will of the Samurai, no Bushido way that's going to save you from being out of position and getting nailed by a left hook from fucking Brazil. It's just, that's again my opinion. You are more than welcome to think otherwise, but I didn't see him beating Jamal Hill, and I don't see him beating Alex Pereira. And I think, you know, if anything, there's a situation with Magomed Ankalaev, and there's Alexander Rakic. He was Blachowicz's last win prior to these 2 untimely stretches. I think it can maybe book Magomed. I don't know if Magomed even still wants to fight. It seemed like he didn't want to fight after the Blachowicz. He was so pissed about that decision, how it went. But I think it was like lost in translation or something along those lines. But it's just a crazy position to be in. Crazy position to be in. It's cool by Adesanya to give Pereira props too. I thought they did a good job. They did a good job, and we know that Glover Teixeira. We can't forget that Glover Teixeira submitted Jan Blachowicz to win the title. So definitely those grappling rounds help. If you're not going to be able to use grappling offensively, it is important to put yourself in positions that you are likely to be in so you know what to do. That's really how you train. That's really how you train grappling defense. It's not enough to just avoid the grips. Just don't let him get in on your legs, period, and then worry about that later. It's kind of like in jiu-jitsu when you're like doing situational drills, or in wrestling you're doing situational drills, right? If you really want to understand your opponent's options, you have to be able to at least somewhat execute it yourself or put yourself in that position. Then probably like one of my favorite positions to defend shots from, like say from like a sweep single, would be like if somebody goes for a sweep single, I like the shin wizard. It's like my favorite type of defense because there's so many things you can do from there. You can kind of, you can do a little toilet bird action. You can, go for what is it called? What's that motherfucking shit called? Losing it. What's that move? I think it's called the Jonesy toe. That's the one. A lot of people like to Jonesy toe from the shin wizard. You can kind of blade your shin on top of the the side of the dude's neck, and use that to kind of pressure into it. There's also, I think, a butcher you can hit from there. Is it the butcher? Yeah, it's the butcher. You can definitely hit a butcher from there if you like set it up accordingly. It's just a lot of things you can do. And if somebody tries to throw by, NCAA champion, I picked this up from watching him, and I did it a couple times in my matches in college. He goes, oh shit! nice way to finish the round. It's like when a guy gets in on the shin wizard, and then they try to throw by, you catch the arm, and you can turn it into a 2-on-1, into a Russian. So it's just a couple things. My point is, familiarizing yourself with the position can go a long way, and I think that helped out Alex a lot against Jan, because Marshall was screaming, "Come on, Alex, top hand." Because you can fight the arm underneath, but it's really the top hand that's gonna sink in the choke. You gotta fight the top hand when it comes to rear naked chokes and everything along those lines. So it was really good. I will say, like, sub defense wise, that's if there was any buffs they were gonna do tuner wise, that's definitely a little buff for Alex Pereira there, for sure. I don't think I was pretty consistent with in Salt Lake City last time. there's kind of like the benefit of the doubt because of the altitude. Because of the set altitude of the area. Yeah, you don't really want to be giving out cardio nerfs. Especially because like some fighters that go there, they don't expect it to hurt them that bad. We've seen Jan Blanchowicz go 5 rounds with somebody who has high cardio. We've seen him go 5 rounds with Magomed Ankalaev, right? And come out strong in the later rounds too. So I don't think he deserves any. I really don't think they should change. I just think that they should add Alex Pereira to the light heavyweight division.
And he landed the right hand there.
This guy is playing tit for tat.
Well, eventually, you know he's going to
Using
turn
this
this
jab rear
defense
hook
into offense, but he's
exponentially.
certainly doing a nice job on the defensive end thus far.
See that rear hook? He's making that rear hook his best friend. It is a high level for Jamal Hill, so I completely understand. But he's kind of planting and waiting. He kind of circles out. There we go.
This fight's going to be over.
I'm surprised he let us get away with that. Oh, Jamal. I forget my own rules about this stuff where like you don't have to continue to try to press for the finish if it's you've already missed the window. So it's a good thing we're getting this takedown here. Stronger. But I'll say, what did y'all think about the fight? Like, I want to hear y'all rationale about Blanchowicz and Pereira. Like, I thought 29-28 Alex, and I thought anything else should have been like, all right. I know it was a split decision, but I really didn't think that Jan did enough to win round 2 and 3. It was not enough. If the striking was closer, if the striking was a lot closer in round 3, and Jan had more moments, then I'll be like, yeah, you know what, that's his fight to win. I have to be completely honest there. But because Alex had so many more moments on the feet, can't really give him to half of a takedown that happened with like 30 seconds left. Back in the day, because of the old rule set, the wrestlers were very aware of that. And what helps supplement a lot of grapplers striking is the takedown threat. Right, so if the guy is pretty like scared of the takedown threat, it opens up your hands, and you can have closer striking rounds for people who strike, simply because, well, they don't want to risk getting taken down, so they won't overexert themselves. So an overexertion. See if we can exert some energy to get this man out of here. There we go. Sorry, Jamal. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Nothing too crazy. Y'all like the quick Derek showcase, so I might as well keep this quick too. A little bit longer than that one. That was barely 5 minutes. I think we'll do a showcase with Wonderboy Thompson, and we'll do something along those lines, because he apparently UFC doesn't want to pay him, which is fucking absurd. Why don't you want to pay a dude? He made weight. He went through the training camp. He did, all the expenses that had to be paid for to do that, and I don't want to pay the guy. I can definitely probably do a showcase with Wonderboy Thompson, or Wonder Man as I like to call him, and expand upon that, because UFC 291 was an incredible card. I like Gaethje as much as I like Poirier, so it sucks to see Poirier get knocked out, but that was an incredible KO, and pain still lingers in my heart. But yeah, that's gonna be it for Mr. Polish Power. Hopefully you guys appreciate this showcase. We're gonna have a lot more free time this week, so expect a lot more streams incoming. So, Mary 17, I appreciate y'all. I am out.